This is a video message to a guy named Jason at Ford of Orange. I came in there a few weeks ago, over a month ago now, in August of 2015 this year, and to get my white Ford van Freestar safety recall torque converter changed. And I was initially greeted by Jimmy. I guess that's his American name or work name, whatever you want to say, you want to call it. And he told me that there's no loaner program at Ford of Orange, so I wasn't sure I was going to be able to leave my car there for more than a day. I didn't want to rent a car for several days, but he said he would go ahead and order the parts and have it ready to be fixed on Monday. I came back Monday morning and left the car, assuming you were going to work on it right away. And at that time, another fellow said they do have a loaner program, and he offered me a rental car from Hertz for free. Obviously, essentially a loaner. So I got the loaner. I later complained about being what I felt was lied to by Jimmy, and I talked to you about it. And first day went by, and I called and said, "How's it coming?" And you hadn't started working on it yet because apparently you didn't have the parts. I was told, I'm not sure truthfully or not, that you used the parts for another vehicle, and so you had to order more parts. And I said, well, if it's going to be several days, I'm going to have to come by and pick up some things out of my van. I told both Jimmy and you that I had lots of stuff in there because I was moving. So I came back later that evening, Tuesday evening, and found my van. It was after you had left, around 6:30, and found my van sitting wide open, windows open, key and ignition, exactly the way it was left the day before. Apparently, it looked like it had been left that way all night long, which was very bothersome to me, not just because of possible thievery. I don't know if you actually have overnight security roaming around the parking lot, but also just the elements getting inside the van. So I found somebody who was there. I think his name was Henry, and told him about it, and he was alarmed, and he took it seriously, and he said, that's outrageous, and I gave him my ignition key, and he said he would follow up on it and make sure person next morning would get the ignition key so they could start working on it. Never got a call from you or an apology from you about it. Next day went by, Wednesday, Thursday, finally Friday. I get a call and I'm told that that my van is ready, that that the torque converter had been replaced. I said I'm in Newport Beach, which I am right now again. I spend a lot of time here doing different things. I'm in Christian ministry. I wasn't saying I'm in Newport Beach to you over the phone because I was trying to act rich or anything else. I was just telling you I was in Newport Beach because it was around, noon or 1 or a little bit early afternoon, and wanted to make sure you knew that that's where I was in case I couldn't get back to Ford of Orange before you closed. Thankfully, I was able to make it there on time, and emptied out the loaner car, returned it to Hertz, and I'm sitting there in Hertz' office, where your office is, to your desk, and you look over at me and you say, "Hey, Phil, do you live in Bellflower?" Now, the thing about Bellflower is that I don't actually live there. That's my mailing address and my parents' address, and yes, my family lives there. And I've been there, I sleep there every now and then, visiting family. Maybe I have a key to the house, of course. It's not my home, but I use the mailing address, because we moved there in 1984 from Michigan. My dad was a pastor for the Reformed Church and Christian Reformed Church, if you know anything about that. The Dutch-American heritage, and also the Crystal Cathedral is part of that heritage. Schuler was Dutch-American. My dad's Dutch-American. My last name is Dutch-American. Dutch. K-O-K, very common Dutch name. And Bellflower was a big Dutch-American community back in the 30s. In fact, it was a Dutch dairy farm community where my grandfather pastored a church and started a Christian school, Valley Christian School. And we're very proud of what he did, and that Christian school is still in business today, thriving. People come from very far to attend the school, and my grandfather was the founder. I'm proud to say. I'm proud of Bellflower. It's a mixed community, lots of different socioeconomics. I don't pretend to be rich. But I'm also not poor. I don't pretend to be a millionaire, but I don't apologize for my economic situation. It's fine the way I am. But you are attempting, obviously, clearly, to raise your eyebrows about Bellflower as if it was a place to be ashamed or embarrassed about living in. And that was very cowardly of you, and I want to say shame on you for it. It was uncalled for. I hadn't made a big deal about the car being left open and unlocked. I hadn't made a big deal about Jimmy lying to me. I addressed each situation once and said nothing more. Even the last day, I didn't make a deal out of it. But then you attempted to insult me and belittle me, and it was uncalled for and cowardly. And I just want to say, once again, shame on you, and I want to ask you to apologize for it. So if you can reach out to me by email or some other way, you have my phone number, obviously. You can apologize, and I'll wait for that. Thank you.